Okay, so hello everyone, and welcome back to part 3 of Let's Play Spyro Reignited Trilogy, where we are playing Ripto's Rage again. So now, we are going to be doing Idle Springs. However, first off, we are going to be purchasing the swim move.
There, Spyro? Would you like to learn to swim underwater? I suppose I could teach you for a small fee.
A small fee? Well, that's no surprise. Which is of course 500 gems, which is hardly a small fee, but anyway.
Great! Okay. When you jump in the water, you can use your left stick to move around the surface. Use the charge button to dive underwater. When you're underwater, use the jump button to paddle and charge button to charge. Okay.
Well, I've actually played this game so many times, you see. I don't exactly need to know the tutorial, however it's good for first time players, so what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to swim around this area here and collect the gems that are underwater here. However, I'm not going to be getting any of the gems through there yet, because we are going to be doing that in the later part when we move on to later levels, such as Sunny Beach and that. So I'll just make sure I've collected all of the gems underwater here, which is what I normally do first, so yeah. And it's a nice move that they actually put the swimming in Spyro 2, because it actually gives you a lot more to explore. And of course there's some more gems around here because we couldn't get to them before because we didn't have a swim move. So now we do. So we're just underwater here. Which is just somewhere around the top here. And this is something I missed from the original game actually, because before you could basically charge and swim against there, around this area here, about here anyway, and you could actually swim around the map in the air. However, unfortunately you can no longer do that. So we're just going to have to do everything the legit way, and a lot of things are going to have to wait until we purchase the climbing move from Autumn Plains. Which is the first thing I do as soon as I get to Autumn Plains, by the way. Because then I won't have any problems doing the levels of Autumn Plains. Let's just have a look around here. It's got this nice, like, soft lighting effects. Looks really nice, so. Anyway, as I say, just collect this orb here, which we couldn't collect before, like we could do in the original games. Oh, we can't do that anymore. By doing a glide over here, that was, but. So that is that area cleared out now, so now we'll move on to doing our third level of the game, which is of course Idle Springs, which was actually, in early development stage, going to be called Colosi Springs. I'll just enter a quick colour cheat right here, because I think one might suit Idle Springs quite well, which will be green of course. So yeah, early development stages are actually going to call this Colosi Springs. And Colossus were going to be called Colossus Steps, because obviously they're both sister levels. Because all of the levels in Spyro 2 actually are sister levels, interestingly, because they actually relate quite well. I love these opening cutscenes in Spyro 2 levels so much. So you can see this like poor little dude here, just keeps getting attacked by this idol here. Now I'm not too sure, I think it's actually them guys who actually made the idols in the first place, so. I'll just speak to this guy right here.
Spyro! The idols we were carving have come to life! They've locked us out of our temples and stolen our food!
Yeah, they did carve the idols. I don't understand how I forgot that, but but anyway, what I normally do is I collect all of the gems in areas. For, you know, like this is like the first area of the level, so what I usually do is I usually collect all the gems in one area at a time, or what I can at a time. However, we are going to have to come back to this area later on because we have got to collect some gems that we're going to collect when we set off a firework later on, which will be something pretty interesting to watch. So anyway, we have got our first challenge, which should get us an orb, which is of course like a puzzle challenge, so wish me luck with that.
I've been locked in here with all our tools, and the giant idol heads won't let the workers in unless we can solve the 3 puzzles they've given us. The first puzzle is to turn all these blocks yellow. If you have trouble, come back and talk to me.
So you got to solve the 3 giant idol puzzles. To solve the first puzzle, turn all the blocks yellow. Ask Form and Bud for extra help. Okay, let's give us 3-star difficulty, but this is actually meant to be quite easy. However, yeah, you just jump one corner at a time. I thought that was the pattern.
Wow, Spyro, you did it! I mean, I knew you could do it. Now, meet me at the pond for the next challenge.
So I don't exactly get the orb yet. I don't understand where I'm thinking. I was thinking that you got 3 orbs, but you don't. Because I'm not actually remembering this too well today. I don't know why. I'm just... Anyway.
This idol says he's hungry and won't be satisfied until he's swallowed 10 fish. He's got a sensitive stomach, so watch what kind of fish you feed him.
Now, ironically, I just met him by accident. I did not exactly need to like bump into him to trigger this. I was actually going to look for him, but I don't actually need to do that. So we've got to flame fish to feed the idol, and the idol is very picky. So basically, feed him all the fish, except from the red ones. So hopefully this will not be too hard. And I like the camera angle it's given me this time. Usually it doesn't do that. It usually gives you a straight on camera angle. However, it seems to be a lot easier this time because it's actually put it like slightly sideways so you can actually see the fish as they're coming. So there you go. And now this is the moment where I'm going to flame a red fish at the very last, like, you know what I mean, the last one. I didn't know.
Okay, Spyro, just one more puzzle to go. I'll meet you over by the colored stones for your final challenge.
Right, I think I might be able to remember that pattern off by heart. It's really, you know, sort of funny that I can remember the colour cheats off by heart, but I can't exactly remember all the puzzles. Can you talk to this guy? No. He just starts hitting himself, so... So a lot of people seem to like have mixed views on the level Idle Springs. However, I personally quite like it, and I quite like what they've done to it in Reignited Trilogy. Because I'm actually quite impressed with how they've made it look. And of course, my aim weren't perfect there because when you've got the fireball or the super flame, you have to sort of like get your...
Those metal shields are making enemies invulnerable to your flame attack. If you press and hold the charge button, you can defeat them with your charge attack.
Okay, so what I was saying was basically, when you have the super flame on, you have to be like more precise and straight, you know what I mean, on target with your flame. So mostly, the super flame does make the game easier. However, it seems to make one or two things a little bit more challenging. However, I'm actually quite happy that I'm doing this Let's Play with the super flame, because it gives us so much more to explore. Like as you probably saw in the first part with the gem lamps in the cave in Glimmer. I'll just check my recording's still on because this has been known to cut out a few times and I don't want any issues where my recording doesn't record. Like some of the other Let's Players have had previously in their parts. But as I say, I'm really impressed with the level Idle Springs, especially with all the extra detail they put in Reignited. Like you see all the mushrooms are glowing in the base of the trees right here. And the way that they've made the roof look, and all of these lamps on the wall, so...
To aim the camera left or right, use the right stick.
However, I am using the original control settings, so I'll just use the left and right triggers to move the camera around. Because that makes more sense to me, so...
If you jump on these stones in the correct order, you will solve the puzzle. I only know what the first one is. It's up to you to figure the rest out.
So that's to jump on the stones in the correct order, so I believe you do the star, and then you do the moon. No.
Let's start over.
Right, take two then. So I believe you do the star, square, moon. No.
Let's start over.
How have I forgot this? Every single time I do this, like, play through this game, I'm always forgetting. It's got to be... Oh no.
Let's start over.
Right, it's got to be star, square, moon, well that moon, and I'm gonna go with blue and then moon. Blue circle and moon. No, 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 no.
Let's start over.
It's always, always, always the last time I like get this right. However, I did get the first puzzle right first time, which is quite a first.
Nice job, Spyro. You're pretty smart for a dragon. All I have to give you is this shiny thing I found in our toolbox.
Now this is something frustrating because it makes you do this challenge last. And now it's put you right back to the start of the level, where the toolbox is. So now I've got to sort of like backtrack all the way through the level again, which I'm going to have to do again soon anyway, because I'm going to have to go back to get the few gems that are in that treasure chest. However, I could probably break that treasure chest open using the super flame. However, I am not going to cheat. I do not want to make the game too easy just because I've got super flame. Honestly, I mean... So I believe we're nearly back to where we was before. I don't think there's any gems around here. Nope. So just this is the last idol. And now we should be able to get the idol talisman. Where's this guy?
Spyro, you're pretty tough. If you ever want a permanent job, we've got a place for you here. But for the moment, I want you to have this talisman.
So that is the talisman. However, we're not going to exit the level yet because there's still a few more things to do. Like this area here. There's a few gems around here. However, do not make the same mistake that I always have done in the past and go down this waterfall here, because really there is absolutely no point in doing that at all, because all you're going to have to do is backtrack even further through the level. So what I suggest you do is just go back to here and then complete the level from here, because then you don't have to backtrack and go all the way around again to where the waterfall came out, which I believe is right at the start of the level. So got some gliding right here. However, before we do any of that, we're going to go down here and we're going to do the Hula Girls challenge.
Look at that. The Hula Girls' ring dance blew up that idol like a Roman candle. Now I can pursue that dancing career I've dreamed of. Take this orb. It could help you go places.
Okay, so that's the orb from around here. I don't think there's any gems around here, which is quite funny, believe it or not. Oh, well, there is one gem here. And there are a few gems over here. I never actually thought there were gems around here, but actually there are. So, I'd say I like the Hula Girls dance, you know, when they blow up the idol, that's okay. Now here is something I'm about to tell you, which is which is probably going to make most of you laugh. But anyhow, start doing this this top section here. There is a skill point which says idle springs land on idle. However, the first time I played through this game in Reignited, because I didn't exactly know that there were skill points, believe it or not, in Spyro 2. But actually there was in the original game. But anyway, the land on idle skill point, what you've really got to do is you've got to glide over here, and you've got to land on this idle right here, and that acquires a skill point. And I've always kind of thought that Spyro looks kind of cute perched on an angle right here. I mean, just look. I say the environments in the game again, just take a, you know, look at our surroundings, the far trees. Seems to be sort of like a bit of a haze as well, which is... And I quite like the red skies too, so... But anyway, let's carry on and complete the level. Usually I could just jump straight up to this ledge because you could do the double jump trick in the original game. However, the double jump trick is no longer a thing now in Reignited, unfortunately. I'm actually hoping kind of that one day include it as a in one of the later patches. You know, the original glitches from the original Spyro games, because that, to me, is what actually made Spyro 2 such a good game. Unlike Spyro 1 and Spyro 3. So we've just got this last bit of treasure to collect right here, I believe. Sparks is pointing over there anyway. But I kept trying the first time I played Reignited to actually land on that idol right there. So like spending half an hour constantly just trying to land on the wrong idol altogether. And I missed something here. So there we go, that's all the treasure collected from Idle Springs. So now what we're going to do is go to exit the level, because I actually like to exit the level the normal way for some reason. I don't know why. I could just go to the pause menu and exit the level. However, I don't exactly appear to do this. I think it's a habit I've picked up because I play a lot of Crash Bandicoot. You know, as you probably know, Crash Bandicoot is my #1 favourite video game franchise. And of course, after you collect the crystals and gems in that game, you still have to complete the level via the return home portal. So that is that. Idle Springs fully completed. So now we will just return home. I find that like ending cutscene like so cute. I mean, like an enemy like turns sort of like good, if you kind of get what I mean by that. I mean, well, I'm not saying it's turned good. I'm sort of like saying that it's like sort of like joined the party and like temporary truce sort of thing. Sort of like, you know, like in Crash to Insanity with Cortex. I actually quite like that, you know. That's one of the things I actually liked about Crash to Insanity, was the temporary truce between Crash and Cortex. And of course I love toasting marshmallows as well, because I mean, I once went to a summer camp and we did toast marshmallows and I actually really enjoyed it. I mean, it was a really nice experience and I like the taste of toasted marshmallows. But anyway, this wraps up part 3 of Let's Play Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage in Reignited Trilogy. I hope you all enjoyed it, and we will indeed be doing some more levels in the next part. We'll probably be doing, let me think, probably Sunny Beach, because I think Sunny Beach is my least favourite in Summer Forest. However, I do still love the level, just, you know, at least, you know, compared to all the rest. So that is that. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in part 4.